Good morning, beautiful earth. On this white solar wind, it has been pouring through me all night. I don't know if I slept at all last night. Amazing, 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 amazing. Amazing for me to be sharing this journey in this fashion and what it does to me. How much more attuned I've become to these day energies. And I've already been really quite attuned, but this is really on another level for me. I always relate to the solar tone because it's solar, being a sun born, it kind of like always, I love this tone, pulse, realize, intention. I don't know, I love this tone. And the wind, white wind, it's in my own wave spell, it's on tone 3. It's electrifying me. So I always like, oh, solar wind. Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh, solar winds. Remind me of solar sunstorms. Like listening to the sun talk, listening to the sun, listening to the communication. Then since the tone is pulse, it includes the pulse. To me, that's like and on the white wind, we are breathing in and out. We're speaking and listening, or communicating. It's rarely a one-way street. And when we communicate with the sun directly, I touched on it yesterday, solar wind. The sun is said to be, the sun and the dog are said to be the two signs. Oh, it is cold, I have to turn on the heater. Are said to be the two signs to have a direct connection to the central sun, the Hunabku. So, what is that anyway? What is that? What is the Hunabku? What is the central sun? It's the center of everything. I prefer that. Otherwise, talking about it externally, center of the galaxy, center of everything. Everything has a center. It's like a gravitational center. It's a I become like a hyperventilating child. It's just like I can feel this, something I can't put into words, and it's absolutely not necessary to put into words. Each of us have our own image and connection with it. Oh, land, I'm just not exhaling enough. I'm just like full, so full. There's a million things that I could say, but what is it right now that wants to be said? In this white wizard wave spell, where it's already about receptivity, the solar wind shows up like this only once in 260 seals, days, and energies, and it's on day 9 of the white wizard wave spell. And the tone 9 stands for intention and realization. I love that. Intention and realization. The world I personally can build out of those two. An impulse, intention, realize your intentions, intend your realizations, intend to realize. When we pray, when we need something, when we want something, when we want to give gratitude, or when we have a request, we need to realize its fulfillment. We need to realize its answer. We need to realize who we are. I say need with intention, with purpose. If our image of ourselves is always this disempowered, disenfranchised, begging child at the mercy of something, please give me this, please give me that, it's a different life than if we understand how powerful we are. We can always make a request because we're co-creators. Our intentions are powerful. I spoke at length about it the other day. Intent comes before belief. Not intent comes before belief. Intent comes before thought. Many of our own intentions are core intentions we don't even know about. We don't even realize. But we had the mirror the other day. At a cornerstone position in the Wizard Wave spells, the white mirror, position 5. Your life, our lives, our thoughts, our feelings, our inner lives, our outer lives, whatever that is, reflects our intentions, our beliefs, our knowing. The sun in position 7 in this wave spell. Illumination and lighting up, giving life. Every intention's like a seed we sow. And the seed is the antipode to the wizard and shows up in position 11 in 2 days' time. The spectral tone. But first we manifest tomorrow the planetary tone. Perfect manifest. Blue night. So fascinating. So much is manifested in dream time. Our intentions manifest, every thought manifests somewhere. Like Abraham Hicks says, I should talk about this tomorrow, but Abraham Hicks, they always say, every wish is granted. It's asked and it's done. It's created it's in the vortex or in escrow, whatever it is. And then we get to realize it is, and if necessary, wait for it. But in the meantime, go play, go do something else. And the solar wind today is guided by the white mirror. So we really reminded of the reflection, and the reflection we are. We too are a reflection of life. How is that practical? How is knowing I am a reflection of life? What is that? Is that like one of those statements that just like, yeah, blah, blah, whatever, sure. How are you supposed to relate to that? I kind of feel how I relate to that as a hugely meaningful statement to me. Yeah, now I'm arriving. This broadcast started in the wee hours of the morning. And it started with actually an idea that this broadcast would be 5 minutes long. And all I would do is what I'm going to do now is to invite us to listen. We're mostly ever so busy in our minds. And if we start listening, where is our radio dial set to? Can we listen to the sun for a moment? The information the sun sends our way. How do we listen to the sun? There are many ways to listen to the sun. You may feel it in your body, in your cells. You may feel it on a subatomic level. You may sense it. I think there are senses there that may not be described as feelings, but I haven't got a word for it. You may hear things translate into words. You may just hear silence. You may hear nothing at all, and yet you're listening. There's communication in absolute silence. And then you can ask yourself, what would you say to the sun? If you have no relationship to the sun, you may ask me, why should I say anything to the sun? Hello? The life giver. We are children of sky and earth and sun. Without the sun, there's no life here. And the pulse reminded me of the earth turning away from the sun regularly. Half the earth is always not facing the sun. And that is the way it works. That is how life works. Give and receive. Active and passive. Eat and digest. I had a very long download in the night about how the earth builds our medicine in the food she grows for us, and how valuable it is if we're eating food from the earth to regularly give her our waste products to poop and pee into the earth, so that she knows what we need. She knows what to put into the food. Food is medicine. Food is also a direct source for us to ingest sunlight. I spoke about this documentary before. In the beginning was the light. Am Anfang war das Licht. And about breatharianism, about living on prana. It's a very, very good documentary. It's very critical and very open-minded. And very fun, very good. So if the body breaks down the food, and actually we are made out of light, and that light eats light, we can do it directly. We can bypass all the food. But if we can't, and most of us can't, and I'm not even going to go into the reason why, but right now it is like that, then we're still taking the light that was photosynthesized by plants, and then we eat the plants, or we eat the animals who've eaten plants, or animals who've eaten plants. So at the end of the day, it comes down to the same. You can very directly connect to that sun. You can very directly communicate with the sun in the very same way your urine would communicate to the earth what medicine you need in the food that she grows for you. The sun is medicine directly. Directly. And it's no good just to hang yourself into the sun and say, oh my gosh, I need your medicine, and stay there indefinitely. No, you need some intelligence, yellow warrior. If you put yourself there too much medicine, it's like Panados are good for headaches, so you eat a whole pocket, you eat a whole box full of them. You have to know how much. And no other person can tell you that. Only your own system, your own communication with the sun knows how much medicine do I need and how can I get it. You can get the medicine in the night through the moon. Maybe that is what you need. When we look at the moon, we're looking at the sun reflected. We're looking at reflected sunlight, and we can spend a very long time looking at it, and then just through our eyes, possibly much longer than we can look directly at the sun. So you may need the medicine through the dark, through the night. She may talk to you through your dreams. In my books, the sun is a she. Comes out of the German context. Anyway, I don't want to go on about it, but I do encourage. There's nothing we need to do. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go out into the sun. Nothing. It's not necessary. A lot of people crave the sun in the northern hemisphere. I usually ask myself, is that really what your body needs? Or did you grow up in a belief system that says gray days make us miserable? In some places in the world, people are very, very influenced by the weather, but not because they're influenced by the weather, but because they're influenced by what they tell each other and themselves about the weather. And I am always so thankful that I'm free from that. And when I first moved back to Germany in 2010, I thought, oh, I have so much sun. After living in Africa for so many years, I'm just like, my power banks of sunlight are stacked to the top. I can go for a while here. It's now 15 years later. I never have much of a need, like, oh my God, the sun's shining, I have to go out there. Like, I do, and I don't. When I don't think about it. I don't think about it. And even when days are gray for weeks, if a sunny day comes along, it's no impulse for me to say, oh my gosh, there's the sun, I gotta go out there. Now, I'm no standard, I'm not making a comparison, I'm just saying it's possible to connect to the sun inside you, inside us, inside everything around us, inside us, everywhere, every, the Hunabku is everywhere, the central source is everywhere, the central sun is everywhere. You're connected to it all the time. You cannot be not connected with it. That power is flowing through you and to you all the time. And it loves you. It loves us. The divine, the sun, life itself loves us. So to tune into it, solar wind, listen, allow yourself to be loved. See the reflection of love. Why do we have babies and infants and toddlers? They're so connected to that. When we look at them, there's no ego. They're not yet disconnected. They haven't started the overlays. I don't want to call it disconnect, because in truth there's no disconnect, but egoic overlays and structures are starting to form that make it a little less visible as we grow up to other people's eyes. And we know it usually when we meet people who are still in that state. I spoke about that yesterday also. And we are still in that state. The divine inner child, call it that, whatever we can call it, it's always in that state, it's always connected. Whatever we've experienced, however disconnected we feel, That's the illusion. That's the illusion of that the inner child can create, that the blue monkey can create. It's an illusion of disconnection. But that illusion gets very, very real, at least in terms of feelings, and then we manifest using through the feelings a life or parts of life that are and feel very disconnected, very isolated, very alone, very this, very that. And to have access, there's a word, there's a, in the Mayan system, there is a, we all connected to the central source by an umbilical cord. It has a name. I admit I don't have it off the top of my head now. I don't ever think about it because it's just like, it's just there. So I need to think about it. But we are always connected. That umbilical cord is never cut. And what does an umbilical cord do to an infant or to an embryo? It feeds it, it nurtures it. The embryo doesn't breathe. It doesn't eat. It gets directly nurtured. And that spiritual umbilical cord is always nurturing us. If we can really, really, really connect to it, and maybe we're not meant to connect to it all the time in terms of the experience of separation, the experience of illusion and all the colorful wheel of life that isn't all and spiritual connection and bliss and whatever, as it could be Eden, paradise. There's good reason for it not being that at all times. But what paradigm are we living in? Which role does this unwanted have? Do we just bounce up against it and say, oh yeah, no, don't like that, and move on to what we like? Move on to what we choose? And then to learn that responsibility to not just be only a pleasure seeker. But pleasure seeking is an egoic thing. Now I'm getting into tricky waters because of words again, and I'd have to really elaborate. But I'm talking about the kind of behavior where we're shirking responsibility. We only just want to have fun. Anything that is hard or difficult or like not fun right now, we don't do it. I don't want to wash the dishes. I don't want to learn a job. I don't want to go work. I just want to play, have fun, maybe whatever. That is, that is a phase that we should all experience and realize how miserable that's going to make us. Because any imbalance just creates something. I don't want to call it misery, but yeah. So I'm inviting us now to really take this day without any stress. It's not like, oh, do I have to sit down and meditate? We go the opposite way if we are like, do that. So many of us, including me, when a recommendation comes, meditate 5 minutes a day, like all the intentions. I mean, I've stopped it many years ago. I found my way. But I remember when I was younger, trying this and trying that, and do yoga every day, and do at least sun greeting every morning, and this and this and this. Anything where maybe I'm a pleasure seeker, but where it's like a forced command, even if I'm giving it myself, for me it doesn't work. Allowing all it requires is, and now and then think, there's the sun. Thanks. You've already connected. You can use the divine. In today's case, I encourage us to connect to the sun. Solar, to connect to our intentions, connect to yourself, connect to that connective band, or you can think of it as an umbilical cord. To me, that's like, okay, that takes time and distance. It takes time for information to travel through umbilical cords. I prefer to know that I am, the center is here. The minute I'm connected to it, I'm plugged in. My thought goes there directly. It's faster than light. It's faster than speed of light. It's instant because we're entangled with the universe. We're entangled with everything and everyone. Quantum entanglement. So everything communicates to everything. And we have to learn to dial, to set the dial of the radio. What are we receiving? And what are we sending? To become conscious co-creators. We consciously take some charge of the frequency we are fostering or sending or receiving or living by or living in. And today is great just to touch on that. Of course, we can go in there and spend a long time listening or communicating. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying before you don't do it at all, do it for one thought. Touch the sun with your mind. Touch the sun inside each and every cell with your mind, the central sun. Say good morning. If you say good morning to one cell, you've said good morning to all cells. And then you say good morning to the entire universe. You can say good morning to the entire planet. The sun doesn't differentiate, oh, I only shine on those people because they're good and I like them. No. No. Let your love flow on everyone. Maybe especially people you wouldn't want to shine a light on. Maybe there's anyone who needs to be forgiven. It's enough if you can't. Like, I can't forgive you. Acknowledgement goes a long way. But the sun shines on everyone. I don't want to go into that realm right now. It's just a reminder of freedom. The white wind is attached, its occult powers, the blue storm, liberation. Not forgiving is keeping ourselves bound. It has nothing to do with the person or the act or whatever happened. Or the past, or entire cultures and people from the past. I'm trying to mask a few sounds that are coming from the house that are not, I don't want them to be recorded. Yeah, this can go on now. I'm going to send this off. There's a lot to be said. But yeah, the yellow human is present again in the antipodal position. We've talked a lot about the yellow human in this wave spell. About ourselves, about our ability to make choices and our ability to influence, our need to influence. And influencing ourselves is like muscle training. Yeah. I had some very interesting thoughts still about yesterday's tone 8 and muscle training and how it reminds us of the wave spell that we've just been through. The wave spell before the one we're in. And when we train the body, the Tzolk'in is lovely because it gives you 20 plus 13 like muscle groups to train. That's your whole universe. 260 aspects. And you can't do them all every day. So in a wave spell, you train that particular muscle. And then you move on. And in the next wave spell, on day 8, we're definitely reminded, like, you can't do them all the time. Focus on what is. But every now and then you gotta just remind yourself and retrain that one just shortly. So that it gets reminded, oh yeah, you train me, you want me to stay active, touch on me, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm active, okay, cool. And then we move on to where we're at right now. Yeah, that's tone 8, for me anyway. And then today we can intend how much power, what can we intend, what can we want. When we want, we're often in ego. When we want, we're often in lack. When we intend, we're co-creating. I can intend for this body to be youthful and healthy and fit, and to do it by its own, knowing how it's done. It can take the shape, knowing how it's done. I don't need to spend 20 hours a day at the gym. I don't want to invest that time. To me, that is just not efficient. If I love 20 hours at the gym, then that's my fun and my joy and great stuff, then I go there. But if I don't, and I particularly don't, I can still want the result. If I just want it because I'm afraid, then I will manifest what I'm afraid of. Being sick or being old or being unhealthy. But if I intend, I can intend this body to be self-nurturing, self-regulating. And since I can listen to it, it can, through my intention, through my intuition, it will tell me, it will guide me. And that's such a smooth flowing process. The moon is attached to the storm. Very important. They're antipodal to each other, but they're very, very important. Transformation and flow, being human and flow, allowing, the art of allowing. Oh, I could quote Abraham Hicks too. Heaven and back. Like seriously. Flow and allow. Be. The first wave spell, being, nurturing, the red dragon, every 20 days reminds us of being. In this case, she was galactic. We're galactic beings. We are so much more than we realize. We're not just little bodysuits on planet Earth, insignificantly small in the greater context of our galaxy. Insignificantly small. I mean, what is the scale between a human and the galaxy? How many zeros or something would there be? Ask Google. I don't know the answer, but it would be a lot. But we are so much more than that. Can we get that? Can we listen to this more? Can we listen to our expanded being? Can we listen to each other? Can we understand we're all part of this expanded being? Who would I throw bombs at? My foot? My thigh? My skin? Which humans on this planet would I say like, oh my gosh, if they're throwing bombs, I'm throwing bombs back. Is that great? Is that smart? I should rather go to them and say, listen, you're hurting us. You're hurting us. Can you stop? What's wrong with you? Come and play. What do you need? What, do you need oil because you don't have any? Come, I have plenty. I'll give you some of mine. I can't use all of my oil anyway. I got so much. Let's share. I mean, there's enough to go around. The earth gives the oil not everywhere, but she gives it to all of us. Why are we hogging this shit? Or electricity or whatever. Why are we playing these idiotic games of selling our resources, keeping ourselves bound in idiotic games of, oh my goodness, can we grow up already? Wake up! We have the galaxies to explore. We have friends waiting for us on other planets. They're like, oh my goodness, human beings on Earth, you're still struggling with your diapers. Well, you can't come play here. You don't even know how to walk yet. All right, patience. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion. We're getting there, so we just have to be patient. But it's I think it's time. It's time for a very soft wake-up call. Do you know these lights that wake up? Oh, I can recommend them for everyone who struggles to wake up with an alarm. There are certain lamps you can get that wake you up with simulated sunlight. They don't cost a lot either. You set them and they gradually simulate dawn. And your eyes, it falls onto your retina on your eyes, behind your closed eyes while you sleep, and it simulates a natural waking up process for the brain. Very, very fantastic. Go find them, get them. If you don't know what to give someone for their birthday or for Christmas next year, get a bunch of those and give them. It's brilliant. Simulating sunlight. And we have a lot of powers on this planet that are simulating midnight. It's not time to wake up, keep sleeping. We're still busy harvesting your resources. Like, no, the sun has risen a long time ago, but you can't also just tell people open, or, don't pull up the blinds. It's daylight, long time. I mean, it's always daylight somewhere, but simply we simulate a sunrise so that then we can wake up softly, or we can wake some of the sleepers up naturally. But hey, I take that back because we're not here to wake anybody else up. It's just we can simulate a sunrise for ourselves. We can intend it. You're not going to get up in the middle of the night, or maybe you do. I want to be awake. I want to wake up. I want to wake up softly. I want to enjoy my waking up. So we simulate sunrise. Anyway, I'm gonna love and leave us with being here. We are here. We are awake. Even if we're half awake, it doesn't matter. We're fine. We're fine. The earth is fine. Humanity is fine. It's fine. Even if it's still going through its nightmares, it will wake up. Everyone does eventually. Now there's this delicious smell of bread, baked bread, and coffee going through the whole house. Breakfast is waiting. Being human has so many beautiful aspects. Ah, I wish us all a beautiful solar wind day. If it gets stormy in your neck of the woods, remember to breathe. Breathe and be present. Be present with the storm. Be present with the pain. Be present with the sun and the connection you share and the healing that can come from there, which isn't there out there, which is there inside of us. It's inside of us. The healthy version always exists. Aho.